Justice. I am live. Let me put my AirPods in so I can be live on Facebook as well. And hello, 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 everyone. Just my microphone. Hello, hello, hello. Took a mini break. Brandon, you're always the first in from North Carolina, right? Is that right, Brandon, from North Carolina? Hello, Nadia B. Thank you again for the super chat. The other day, I don't think how important people know that is in supporting the channel, supporting what I do. When you all give those super chats, it allows me more time, right, to focus on getting you information. And it takes energy to go live. It also takes energy to transfer information. So thank you so much. Let's see what's going on with YouTube. Greetings from Texas, Kenneth. Hello, hello, hello. For some reason my Facebook is not loading up. As you all are coming in, hello, Periscope. Periscope, can you hear me well? Can you hear me on Periscope? Give me some hearts. Thank you, Periscope. If my sound is good, put my AirPods in. Okay, great. Hello, Speedy Clippers. I have read your email, Speedy Clippers, but hold on. Give me 1 second. I have read your email, but I have quite a few emails to respond to. And so some of your emails I do read, but it'll take me some time in response. Someone said, I just got my red card on deck now. What's your red card? On Periscope, what's the red card? YouTube, if you want me to live stream, I need you all to hit the thumbs up right now. It's only 3 people with the thumbs up on YouTube. Periscope, what's your Navy Federal card? All right. Let's get right into Navy Federal. Why I highly recommend Navy Federal now if you can get it. If you're in position to get it. Speedy Clippers, you have another video to send me. YouTube, I only have 9 thumbs up. I can log off and just go live on my Periscope. Something's going wrong with my Facebook. I don't know why it's taking so long. So you all lightly hit those thumbs up. Ink Sports Printing. Hello, hello, hello. Ink Sports Printing. So again, thank you all for those super chats, for those donations, supporting the channel. Really appreciate when you all get those super chats. It allows me to continue to go before you live. I just got an email. You all want to see it? Just got a pop-up notification. Let's see. Will it bring it up on this phone? I have several phones, so I might have to bring it up on my other phone because it's positive. So do I have it on this phone? Hold on. Let me switch to my other phone. Give me 1 second so you all can see this email we just got up. I'm saying that it was just sent. It says, can you read that? Let me try to cover that name up for confidentiality with my nails. Read that. It says, hello. I'm getting so many emails. But anyway, my collection accounts have just been removed. Thank you. Trying to see Periscope. You all see that? It has just been removed. That is as I'm live. Thank you. So a lot of people want to know, or they inquire about Okay, Queen, what's the difference in what you do and what others do? Man, I got all my Navy Federal testimonies coming in. Congrats. That's what's up. You are in this recession. That's what you need. You need a backup. You need a backup plan, right? Navy Federal, if you have a family member and you can just join in, or somebody that's a member who will be like Tupac and say cousins. You all will become cousins, right? Whatever the situation may be, do what you got to do. Do what you have to do, because I'm telling you all, we are entering uncharted territories right now. And and I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. I'm trying to get you prepared, right? I'm trying to get you to the point where you are proactive to this and not reactive, right? Where you are proactive and not reactive. I read some statistics today, if I said that correctly, that said we are the United States, when I'm saying we are on target to be at a 33% unemployment rate by June, right? The Great Depression from the 1930s to the 1950s, 55, was let me see, because I posted on my Facebook to be accurate. So now that I have my Speedy Clippers, what you send me, Speedy Clippers? She's messaging me while I'm live. Hold on, let me see. We are at a 33%, and during the Great Depression, it was 20. I post so much stuff on Facebook. 25%, right? During the Great Depression, we are expected to be at 33% by June. So you need this backup itinerary. I know credit sometimes by the wrong financial gurus do not receive a good name. But this is another post that I posted. See, and I want people to know I have more than one cell phone. I have another one right here. And so don't think you can just overwhelm me with text messages, right? Because I do receive a lot. So when you do business with me, I prefer if most of the communications by email, because I will always text and contact you if there's something I need, something I feel like you need to be understood. I promise you, I would pick up my phone, one of them, and give you a phone call and text and contact you. But this is by JP Morgan. If you all are aware of who JP Morgan is, JP Morgan is one of the biggest lenders, right? You got Chase, you got JP Morgan's biggest lenders in this credit game, right? Or biggest lender in the United States. And JP Morgan says, or he had a quote when he was alive, that gold and silver are money. Everything else is credit, right? Gold and silver are money. Everything else is credit. YouTube, I need you all to continue to hit the thumbs up. Only 16 at this time. And also support the channel with the super chats if you can, if you're willing, and if you will, right? So what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, that means that in 1971, the dollar became debt, meaning that the dollar, the printed fiat currency, printed paper, used to be backed by real physical and silver gold, meaning that the amount of these that were printed out represented the amount, right? The amount of physical gold and silver in the banks. Now you have another big bank, JP Morgan, who JP Morgan again, that's in trial now this year with Department of Justice for manipulating the price of silver, because they purchased over 350 million ounces of silver, people. So JP Morgan and his family and tradition is still hoarding gold and silver, because they understand what real money is constitutional wise. So I said that to say this. Do not be afraid of credit, right? If you listen to a lot of the financial gurus, information, like a Dave Ramsey from years and years ago, and some people might still follow him in Financial Peace. Dave Ramsey's advice is to get 2 jobs, right? Try to get 2 jobs and to never get in debt. Well, let me tell you this. If you are using printed paper with green ink on it made out of cotton, you're still chasing cotton, for some people, cotton, then you are using debt, because the money that was printed prior to 1971 had this certificate is a legal tender in the amount of payment of all debts, public and private. It says this certificate, right? Now your paper printed dollar states that this note, it doesn't call a certificate anymore. With a certificate, you can go back and redeem the real money. It says this note is a legal tender for our debts, public and private. So let me tell you this, people, if you're using this, you're using debt. If you're using this, you are using debt. So what do you mean by that, Queen? What? Okay, I'm using debt, right? Right now, debt is paying my bills. When I park it in my checking account, it's paying, keeping a roof over my head. Yeah, but this is the thing, right? Again, let's go back to Dave Ramsey. Mr. Mentor says 2 jobs is like slaving. Exactly. Let's go back to Dave Ramsey, right? You are using debt, and so cash is not king, because the purchasing power, when you use, the more of this that's used and recycled, the less is able to purchase, right? So we think when we go to the grocery stores, even right now, that prices have just increased. No, the dollar since 1971 now has less purchasing power, meaning that we've lost 95% of our purchasing power of what this dollar can purchase since 1971, since it was not backed by physical silver and gold. And I'm really advocating, if you follow me on Facebook, someone on YouTube, send me a letter. Send me a message. But if you follow me on Facebook, if you follow me on YouTube, I post on YouTube as well, you can see the multi-millionaire Dave Ramsey now promoting to do 3 things. And Dave Ramsey was never a Bitcoin guru, right? He says to invest in silver, physical silver, not ETFs, gold, and Bitcoin. So if you know anything about cryptocurrency, you know that Bitcoin is about to have what they call a halving within the next 2 weeks. So let's get back to credit. Yes, Brandon, you have to learn how to leverage your credit, people. Credit is just another tool, and it's a great tool in this recession, right? Credit is just another tool, but it's a great tool to have in place in this recession. Currently, up to date, April 4th, right? There are over, I think, what's the status? 300 million people. Make sure I'm correct. 300 million people who have, or is it 60 million? I know it's in the million. That have filed for bankruptcy. Can someone look up those stats for me? I just read it. So with that being said, unemployment is back. No one knows how long it would take to get unemployment to kick in. I just had one of my clients to inform me that they applied for unemployment, and it's been 2-3 weeks ago, and they have no idea when it will be released, if how long they will have to wait. So another thing that you need to be aware of when it comes to your credit is, a lot of people think this is a spring break where they will get $600 or $900 a week of unemployment. Now, if you don't know how long that unemployment would take to kick in, then you can be in a very destitute, right, or a bad situation, right? You can be in a very bad situation, because if you are renting or if you have a mortgage, you only have 90-day window to be released of paying that rent or that mortgage payment, right? Only a 90-day window. So what it means is that April, May, and June, right, you can have a forbearance. You can have a forbearance on paying your mortgage or paying your rent. But when July comes, people, it's going to be time to pay the piper. It's going to be time to pay the piper, meaning that April, May, June, and July, all 4 payments are going to be due July 1st in one lump sum. Now, this is what some people are doing in my private Facebook group while they are, besides signing up for credit repair, right, business, they are using, because Navy Federal also had an offer a 0% balance transfer, and Navy Federal give very high credit lines. I tell people all the time, do not think the credit union and banks are equal. JP Morgan, Bank of America, they all operate under different laws than Navy Federal does, right? So do not think that all banks and credit unions are the same, because they are not. I'm trying to get my light right. So credit unions operate under different rules, regulations, and guidelines. They have members, right? And oftentimes their members is known, or the credit unions are known to lend more in a recession than what banks do, right? They lend more during times of recession than banks do. Look at, okay, I just had to look back there at my fish tank. It looks like on YouTube it's a line going across the middle part of it. Or maybe the water level was low, but it doesn't look like that on Periscope. And so PenFed, if you can get PenFed, any local credit union is better than dealing with banks at this point. But again, if you can pull the 𝒞𝓾 card, cousins, what Tupac said on the movie Poetic Justice with Janet Jackson, right, at the family cookout, you can have someone, or you can really have a family member, and you need to join with Credit Navy Federal. And then PenFed is offering great things as well. Again, we have a private Facebook group. The one young lady, for example, just got approved for $22,000, 6.79% interest rate. Personal loans, the payments are only $331 a month. So imagine how big that strategy is for someone who may be for 3 or 4 months, depending and waiting on unemployment to kick in, right? Or that needs to make sure that they keep their mortgage in their home and they're not 4 months behind. What's happening is it's the banks. It's not FHA. It's not Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac that have made changes and the requirements to keep a home. And when I say changes, I'm meaning credit changes, meaning that it used to be until up to 2 weeks ago that you could have a 580 credit score and get approved for FHA loan home mortgages. Now that has changed for banks to 640 and 680 credit score. So Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac within themselves didn't change it. The banks changed the guidelines, right? The private Facebook group, Periscope, let me pull it up, and someone has to approve you being in. Let's see. Is the Navy Federal Credit Union Club. The Navy Federal Credit Union Club. So let's see what's going on now. Let me just read you out some of these testimonials. This is the group, the private Facebook group, right? So Navy Federal did it again, walked into the dealership with check in hand, no pulls, 2020 Toyota Camry. This young lady got approved for a vehicle. That was just 8 hours ago. Navy Federal Credit Union will authorize you up to 3 credit cards at the maximum. People, listen. These are the announcements. At the maximum. Yes, Curtis, it's a great group. Good afternoon to you. At the maximum of 3 credit cards of $80,000 for the credit limit, right? If you have a loan at another bank with a high interest rate, the Platinum card is the best to take advantage of at the moment because of the promotion of zero transfer fees, meaning the interest kicks in your card at the end of promotion, APR once you approve. The Platinum by far gives you the lowest interest rate, right? Here's another one. Congratulations. You are approved for a $20,000 Platinum Navy Fed credit card. And people, I know the first one that Nadia B, you need to join that Facebook group. Are you currently in Navy Federal right now? This is another one. Congratulations, $5,500 credit limit. You are approved. Facebook group, right? Facebook group. I'm currently doing a balance transfer with my new Platinum card now. Okay. The name of the group is, and you have to have someone who's in the group to approve you, right, to be in. And, I am a part of the group, but I need to know, are you already a Navy Federal member? Or so someone has to send you an invite. Or if you are friends with someone that's in, they can invite you into the group. It's the Navy Federal Credit Union Fan Club. The Navy Federal Credit Union Fan Club on Facebook. So a lot of credit repairing that I do goes on here with people. Also, I want you all to know that Navy Federal uses the FICO 9 scoring model. This one lady was excited. It had 6666. Okay, so her Periscope said it in that group, but hey, that's her credit score. And did you all know on that note that if your credit score is a 6666, you can call and request that the credit unions increase that score. Maybe it's your religious belief, and if you believe that's the mark of the beast, and they would add a point or whatever just based off of that. Did you all know that? Yes or no? If your credit score is showing 6666, comment yes or no, whether you're watching this live on the replay, if you knew that. Also, one myth is that the FICO 9 is not being widely used. And some geographical location where FICO 9 scoring model is what you would have with Navy Fed. Okay, Periscope said did not know that. Wells Fargo FICO 9, Navy Fed FICO 9 scoring model. So do not believe the myth that FICO 9 is not widely being used. I'm getting a lot of questions. Felicia Harvey in comments said don't sleep on Navy Fed. A 666, that's weird. Yeah, you can call if it's a 666. I'm drinking my high achieving H2O water. It's high alkaline water, 9.5 alkaline. I did not know that. Never knew. Didn't know. No, didn't know. I tell people if you are 6667 FICO 9, FICO 8, 680, okay. That's weird because my TransUnion score is 666. Any specials on personal loans, on consolidation? If you're asking that with Navy Federal, they do have balance transfer specials right now on credit cards and personal loans. So if you get approved for a credit card, you can transfer the balance transfer offer at 0% interest rate to that credit card from a personal loan. Some people with the 575 credit score are already showing they have gotten approval for 15. Correct, Periscope on Navy Federal. That's scary. Yeah, that's just a little nugget I'm throwing at you. You can call and tell them that's your religious belief, and they will add a point or two to adjust that credit score. Right. I reached 660 in the last update on my FICO. 660. Okay, good. On my FICO 9. I'm interested in applying for Navy Fed Rewards credit card. I already have the cash back at $15K. Okay. And so what I do is, if there's a particular reason you're not getting approved, because Navy Federal have their own inner score as well for their card's approval. And now is a great time, if you have the membership, to call and ask them, will this be a hard pull or a soft pull on my credit report? A hard pull will count against you and it will show on your credit report, but they are approving a lot of credit cards right now, maxed out limits, high limits, with a soft pull, meaning that it won't count against you and it won't lower your credit score if you're not approved. You can call them if you're already a member and say, I would like to do a soft pull. Would like to see what cards I qualify for. People, that's awesome. That's awesome. Can you still be approved for a secured Navy Federal card if you have no family members in the military? I'm a truck driver with no family members. You have to have a Navy Federal membership, right? You have to have a Navy Federal membership. So just see if you have any friends or family. Well, you say you don't have family. What close friends that would be family for you that you can apply through their membership and become a member. Felicia Harvey said they also offer checking line of credit and money is available ASAP. I'm telling you, Navy Fed is approving people faster than the stimulus package check and the unemployment. And that's why credit is what you need, people. Let me tell you this. I saw the numbers the other day, right? I don't think I'm going to move my board over. Last time I did that, my screen got real blurry. How can I be a part of a Facebook? If you are a Navy Fed member now, I think I have 10 more people that I can add on Facebook as a friend. You can send me a friend request, and I will add you into the group. Let me see what's my friend count on Facebook, because I had to delete. This is my page, Queen of Credit. You'll see me with the chest and a 2020 vision. And I'm at 4,984, so I have room for 16 more friends before I'm maxed out at 5,000. If you'd like me to add you to the group. What's my contact? You can contact me on my website at www.fixmycreditandcash.com. If you want to send me a message, go to contact me and send me a message. Or if you want credit book help, if you want help with your personal credit, go to Credit Book Help online. It's a $75 small deposit audit fee. Or if you want to order the Silver Stacking Report, I mentioned earlier that you just sent me a message on Periscope, 𝒞𝓄𝓃, right? The multi-millionaire, 𝒞𝓄𝓃, you need to follow him on Twitter, says it's 3 things you need to be invested in right now, like not tomorrow, but today. Number 1, I'm just going to read his entire tweet. He said, death of the dollar. People desperate for money. Very sad. If government gives you free money, take it, spend it wisely. Do not save. You hear what he said? If the government gives you money, take it and spend it wisely. Do not save. That means don't put it in the banks. There's a lot of people doing bank runs. If you study history, they had a bank holiday during the Great Depression because so many people were trying to, and at that time they was trying to get their real money, physical silver and gold out. And they had a bank holiday, closed the banks down. So, and some people lost their money during that time and never retreated again. So he said, do not save it. Don't try to save. What you need to do is buy gold, silver. This is Robert Kiyosaki, not me, the multimillionaire, the author of the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? And so many other books. Why A students work for C students, right? He got a most updated book, Fake, right? So buy gold, silver, Bitcoin, Robert Kiyosaki. Dollar is dying, right? Yes, it is a great book, Periscope. Dollar is dying. Silver is $20. Best buy for future security. Everyone can afford $20, especially people with fake money, right? So if you are in a position where you still have a job and you still have your income coming up, notice that he did says future security. Okay, ask your wife to send me a message if she was not able to do a friend request, Periscope. So, and that's why I have my silver stacking report on my website, www.fixmycreditandcash.com. That's small investments for $25. The number 5 on that silver stacking report, if you invested in that silver bullion coin for under $25, it brings a 500% return, right, on your investment. You can also use credit cards, people, to invest in physical silver and gold. You can exchange digital money for real hard assets and real money. All right, question on the 2. But wait, our money is protected up to 250K, right? Up to 250K, meaning that if you don't have 250K, then it's not protected. So you have to have that amount. And I can tell you right now, people that have 250K they've already moved, the rich and wealthy, and have already moved their paper money because they know it's losing its purchasing value. They have already moved it over to physical silver and gold. The US debt clock right now, the last time I checked, for the price of silver to dollar ratio per ounce was $21,000 when I checked this morning. US debt, debt.org. Let me pull it up now, see what it is. USdebtclock.org. Thank you for sharing that so much on Periscope. Periscope, I need you all to share because I'm not on Periscope that much, and it will help me build my followers as well when you share my video. So the US debt clock for the dollar to silver ratio was $2,148. I made a video about investing in silver, I think 4 days ago. At the time of that recording, it was $1,900. So it in 4 days is increased from 1,900 to 2,148. Last month alone, it was $900. The dollar to silver ratio. Gold right now is $17,803, right? $17,803. So gold is really a rich man game. Silver is more affordable. Bitcoin is like $6,700 now. So that may not be affordable as well for the working middle class. But you have smaller altcoins. Yes, it's at $6,782. You have smaller altcoins that will give you a great return on your investment. And that's why I always tell people, use your credit. Thank you for the digital love Periscope. Use your credit to create investments that will increase or continuously bring you in cash flow, right? Cash is not king, because I mentioned earlier that the dollar has lost 95% of its purchasing power since removed off the gold and silver standard in 1971, meaning that we think it's just prices are increasing, but it's not price increase. The purchasing power of the dollar is decreasing, right? And which will result in some prices increasing. And so you don't want to save money that's losing value and purchasing power every day. What you want to do is transfer that money into things like gold and silver that's gaining, right, value on a daily basis, because gold and silver is real money. And or you can't, if that's not affordable, if you say, well, Queen of Credit, I can't wait 5 or 6 months to cash in my gold or silver. But 1 ounce of gold now, you can go sell it at your local dealer or pawn shop for, should be about $1,800 if you bought gold just last year at, let's say, $1,500 or $1,400. right? If you need cash on hand or cash on debt, because gold and silver, the more that money is put into the economy or circulated into the economy, the more that real money, and I mean currency when I say money, I mean fiat money, printed money, is circulating to the economy, the more that gold and silver prices will increase. And so let me and so definitely silver right now, if you cannot afford gold, because it's about $1,800 an ounce. So definitely silver right now at $25-$20 an ounce. Again, the Department of Justice, DOJ, have a case right now this year because JP Morgan banks purchased $350 million of silver. They feel like it manipulated the price of silver and kept silver suppressed or kept it low. So if the Department of Justice ruling goes on this year, then prices of silver is going to drastically increase. So that's a great investment at $25. So Periscope, again, you can go and Facebook, go on my page. The first page, www.fixmycreditandcash.com. Know what silver to buy. All silver is not created equal. And you also want the silver that when you sell it back, your pawn shop or your precious metal dealer does not have to complete a 1099 Form B. That means you won't get highly taxed on it. So let me go to question. Chad and Josh, what should I do if I got denied 3 times for applying for a credit card with Wells Fargo, and the reason my debt card had negative balance within the last 6 months? But negative came from unauthorized users. Yeah, I tell people now, be careful. If you're going to add someone as an authorized user, first of all, don't give them the card to use, right? If it came from an unauthorized user and you gave them approval to use your card, it's nothing that you can really do. If it came from an unknown user, you were a victim of identity theft, then you can get that removed from your credit report based on those terms, right? And so it's the difference between an unauthorized user and an unknown user. So you can send me an email to at ld@fixmycreditandcash.com, or just go to my website and send me a message if I didn't answer that for you in detail. Brian Walter said, definitely invest in silver and gold stacking report. You won't be sorry. A small investment of $25 go a long way, folks. Thank you so much, Brian, for that promotion. I appreciate that. I thought you were insured up to $250K, meaning $250K and below. Well, up to $250K means $250K and above, right? Up to that amount and above. Well, let me take that back. You are insured, right? Meaning that they will insure you to $250K of anything lost, or up to $250,000. So let me get that stated. But usually only the rich and wealthy or people that have 6 figures have been able to retrieve that. Smaller balances have not, right? Smaller balances have not. And it's so much of a thorough process and paperwork that you have to have involved, and it can be lengthy. And with the banks knowing to freeze during times of recession, it's just many people that do not trust their money in banks at this time, because they don't have weeks and months to have their money tied up in banks to even try to retrieve that. And that's why I tell people too, that it's best if you use credit cards, because even with credit cards, they have fraudulent protection that if someone is using your card, or some charges have been made on your credit card, you get that back immediately. And then they do their research and investigation. It does not work like that with debit cards in the bank. It could take you up to months and months to fight a $59 transaction to get your money back, or $100 or $200. So moving your money to credit unions that will lend you money, because in July, when FICO 10 and 10T, 10 Suite comes into place, we are going to experience credit freezes, meaning that 40 million Americans' credit scores will drop if they carry high debts on any balances, whether it's personal loans, student loans, vehicle loans, or credit cards debt. And I was about to say this earlier in my video, and I think I got off track, was that it's don't believe the hype of the 2 jobs and cut up your credit cards, right? Don't believe that, because I did the research, and on average, 46,000 average household is the amount average for student loan debt, $46,000. Then you have vehicle debt. The average household vehicle debt is $27,000. $27,000 vehicle debt. So what do you all think the average household credit card debt is? Put it in the comments for me while I take a sip of water. Whether you're watching this live on a replay, what do you think the average amount of credit card debt is per household? If credit cards is the problem, if you need to cut up your credit cards. Okay, I see you, Periscope. Oh, one Periscope said 5,700. The other one said 20K. YouTube is not commenting. I'm waiting on some YouTube to comment. Periscope says 60K. Okay, I got 15,000. Whoa, YouTube said 50,000. Venezuela said 6,000 on YouTube. Chosen Messenger, 15,000 on Periscope. Brandon Hicks said 20,000. Average household credit card debt, 15,000, 35,000. Brandon Hicks, 20,000. B says 35,000. Nadia B thinks it's 15K. Carissa, 30K. Okay. Now you would think that 30K, 50K, 15K, 35K, 60K would be, because Dave Ramsey just adamantly preaches, right, to cut up your credit card, right? 50,000, LaShonda Horde. 50. You would think that surely credit card debt is outstanding to student loan debt and vehicle debt. Well, you know what? Whether you're watching this live or on the replay, it's $6,000 average credit card debt. And you know what? They're estimating now that 25% more Americans are going to use their credit cards just to make groceries during this time, to pay their rent and mortgages, because a lot of people mortgages are being sold, and these new mortgages that they are being sold to. Yeah, Nadia V says, shut the front door. You was right, proclaim on Periscope. Shut the front door. A lot of these new mortgages, they do accept credit card payments. And so when you have people that's telling you to cut up your credit card, as JP Morgan said, everything is credit. Gold and silver is only real money. Everything else is just credit, including that paper dollar that you spend. So when he's telling you to stuff your dollar in envelopes and it's losing its purchasing power, right? That's not, but let me say this. People that's disciplined with cash, oftentimes they say they don't need credit, which I totally still disagree with, because you're going to need credit for your job, your employment, your insurance premium on your vehicles, your insurance quotes on whatever property you have. So credit is more than to use the bank's money, right? You can also use credit to create cash flow. That's why I always have the hashtag credit to cash flow, because cash is not king. Cash is depreciated. The dollar is losing its value. Cash flow is king. What everybody wants right now is to have steady cash flow. They don't want to break in their jobs. They don't want to be furloughed. They don't want to be waiting weeks for a stimulus check. They don't want to be waiting weeks for unemployment. Their cash flow is cut off right now. But this is why credit is queen. Because even with their cash flow cut off right now, People are getting 25,000, 15,000 credit lines at 0% cheap, and they are able to live in this crisis. Credit is not going anywhere. And so, to my second part of this topic, people, you all need to join a partnership with me in this credit repair business. It's only a one-time $249 investment, and it allows you to get residual income, people, on a monthly basis. Now, if you are watching me on YouTube, when I upload this video, the link will be in the description. Periscope, send me a message about the credit repair business, one-time investment, because I tell people all the time, credit is not created equal. Credit is not created equal. You need professional help, right? Some people have reached a point of plateau in their credit, and these, credit repair classes and your books you can read every now and then, that's fine, but it does not work for advanced credit repair. And if we know that FICO 10 and 10T is to be adopted by banks, because I still have something on my board, in July, adopted by banks in July, you know that the FICO 10 and the 10T, it says it benefits lenders more. I heard you can't do credit repair if you live in the state of Georgia. Can you speak on that? You can't do it, but you can be a part of a credit repair business that will. And this business does the credit repair work for you, right? And you get the residual income of the clients, and your clients can start for as little as $80 a month. But what I tell people all the time, the reason why I stay in business is because some people, they know that if I pay slow, then I also will get slower results. And then people will opt to just go through me because they need faster results. But it's still month to month. It's budget friendly. And your clients can get started for $80 and you receive $40. And you receive that for every client every month. Half of the residual commission as long as they remain subscribed into a client. So you personally can't have a credit repair business. You can't do it, but you can operate through a different company and you can work from home. Because when FICO 10 and 10T comes in July, right, it is going to drop 40 million Americans' credit score to from 20 to 40 points. And it's going to benefit the lenders more than consumers. Don't think it's looking out for you all, for us, for the consumer. Banks are looking out for themselves during time of recession. It can get better for people responsible with credit, but worse for those who are not. And 40 million Americans, I can't service all of them. I couldn't even service 1 million. And so if you follow me, you need that extra income and you need a recession-proof business. This is what you need to do. And on the new changes, keep your balances low and have no missed And if you have multiple months with low balances, which a lot of people during this time, they're going to use their credit cards just to survive. They're not going to think about their balances. And now is not the time to, if you are without a job or if you're waiting on unemployment or your stimulus check. What if I'm in the 700 but I carry a lot of debt? That's a great question. If you're in the 700, you carry a lot of debt. I tell people all the time, yes, Curtis, Cashflow quadrant. During this time, people, you need to be very selective with your cash. I would not really worry about, unless you're using your credit score and you're trying to get the bank's money to invest in real assets like gold, silver, real estate. But right now, as I stated earlier, that cash flow is king. You need to invest in something that's going to bring you cash flow, like a business as well, like credit repair business. You need to have cash flow coming in every month. Not everyone is going to be jobless during this recession. You still have essential employees. You still have your doctors, your nurses, your teachers, your firefighters, people in telecommunication, CEOs, corporate office. People's going to need credit repair, right? And you can make it affordable. All you have to do is find the clients. The work is done for you, right? So as I stated, I haven't been live on 3 days because I've just been bombarded with credit. I've been bombarded with credit. And so I haven't been able to do a video. And a lot of them were very advanced credit repair issues that they could not do on their own or buy a book or take a course to learn, such as repos, such as multiple charge-offs, such as multiple collections. I just got an email. And I have also, yes, truck drivers. Don't think that everyone is going to be jobless. But if this haven't taught people that they need a second stream of income now more than ever, I don't know what is. Long gone are the days where you can use the 40-40 plan, where you can work 40 years and retire 40 years and receive an income or retirement income. Many people's 401k, right, as of today's date, have been deplenished, especially if you work in the oil and gas sector, losing thousands out of their 401k, and they don't know what they're going to do because that was their retirement plan. Now they can't retire. They have to work longer, work harder. So gone are the days of our grandparents' advice. Go to school, get a good job, and pull your pension or your 401k, right? We don't even know the future of what pensions would be. And many six-figure companies in which employees like UPS, for example, employees had pension plans, and they notified them that we cannot pay you out your pension, and they had to work more hours or longer years, right? Thank you for the digital love, Periscope. So people, you have to have cash flow coming in. And if your credit is not, and then you have to be very particular now what real estate that you bring in. Some Airbnbs that were only doing real estate for vacation, they're losing many jobs. Much money right now. The Airbnbs are non-profitable. It's in the negative. And so they don't have anyone taking vacations, no one traveling. But there are some people who have Airbnb who have people that work in the medical field, medical sector, that they are Airbnb those property out to. So know what rental investment you're getting involved in if you want to use your credit to be a landlord, and know you have to be a landlord. And if that's what you want to invest your credit in, but just know, it's kind of more risky now than ever. I'm not saying don't take that risk. If you know what you're doing, if you do your due diligence, but you don't want to rent to someone and then after 6 months, they may lose their jobs, right? Because I told you earlier in the video, for June, we're expecting 33% of unemployment. And the Great Depression, it was 25%. And people in the Great Depression, our grandparents were farmers and they cropped, and we don't have people that know how to farm and produce their own food. And even, for example, I read an article this morning from LA Times that let me see, how many farmers out of California? Farmers face risk. They say you can't pick strawberries on Zoom, right? You can't pick strawberries on Zoom. 420,000 farmers are working through this crisis, but the language barriers and communications may put them at risk. So we may see a price increase, right? And groceries in June, a price spike is what I'm trying to say. Curtis on YouTube, thank you so much for that $2 super chat and that cool emoji. Thank you so much. All right, Carissa said, thank you for your wisdom. Time for people have been asleep for years. Time to wake up. I'm a truck driver, see it daily. Exactly. Truck drivers often do see it daily. Thank you so much for that. Carissa, yes, Curtis, cash flow quadrant. You got to get your money more than just from being someone employee, right? More than just a job. You got to be able to make money in your sleep. You got to be able to know, just like if you're going to invest in real estate with your credit to create cash flow, because cash flow is king. You also have to know what businesses are recession proof during this time. And credit, yeah, it's expensive to shop now. I won't be surprised if milk go to $10 a gallon. They already have bread on Amazon for $13 and $14 a loaf. The bread is $5, but they're charging $8 and some change for shipping and handling. The honey bread, regular bread on Amazon. Yeah. So you have some people in middle class that are buying toilet tissue. And I don't know why they're buying toilet tissue going into this. Yeah, only 25% of unemployment and Great Depression. And we're expected to by June to be in 33%. I don't know how toilet tissue is going to help you in a recession. You need to have food, water, buy some seeds. You know, a lot of people are having ammunition to protect themselves, and they have their security things. And you know, you can make do with that toilet tissue if you have to. I promise you, you can. I promise you can. And so get those things and have you some cash flow. You need a business. I recommend the credit repair business partnership with me for $249. People that's under $250. And tomorrow, I think I'll go live because I want to discuss on tomorrow the other benefits that you get when you join under this business, such as your tax deduction benefits. Instead of like the food that you're buying, you have this home-based business for your kids or your children or your grandkids that can be tax deductible. You can hire them to help you work in the business, and they can take the money and go buy their food, get their hair done. It's so much. Your utilities that you're paying. People need protective measures right now to get the most money out of their paycheck. And as Curtis mentioned on YouTube, you don't understand the cash flow quadrant. You don't understand that you're getting taxed higher. See, when the rich say that it's not about the money you make, about the money you keep, they're not suggesting that they take cash and they stash it in their mattress or in an envelope, right? They're saying is the money that they make, they move to the different part of the cash flow quadrant, which is, I can do that real quick. Then I'm gonna get out. Let's go ahead and do it real quick. Let me explain this to you all real quick. It's been a long time since I taught this cash flow quadrant, so you all may have to help me as I go. But this is employee. This is I work solo, or I'm self-employed, right? Or I'm a specialist, doctors, lawyers, self-employed, plumber, whatever, right? And some people, this stands for, what is that? Not solo, but they work alone. But it's another S. It's something that you can put on your W-4 instead of having your business entity, and you get taxed higher. I can't think because I wasn't planning on teaching this. A sole proprietor. Then look at Periscope. Thank you. Sole proprietor, right? And this is where people get taxed the most. So you get taxed more. That's why they really took gold and silver from being off the gold standard, because they could not tax gold and silver. Thank you, B on YouTube, sole proprietor. You couldn't get taxed on physical gold and silver. When they start printing this money and made your social security number, so because United States is a corporation. It's a corporation. They have an EIN number, and your social security number is what they get their money from, and they tax you on their labor, just like human resources. That's why they call it HR. You are a human resource to the United States government. And they could not tax gold and silver, that physical money, but they can tax paper, monopoly, printed currency. And so that's why they went to the dollar. Like, we got to get our taxes out of their labor. So now you have the B for big business, right? And then you have the I for investors. I get taxed at 0% if you learn how to invest your money and the right tools and the right arsenals. And this side of the quadrant takes a whole lot of work that most people never enter in, because in big business is 500 and more employees, right? They get taxed maybe 20%. If you've been keeping up with the businesses that are trying to get a bailout for the government and have got bailout for the government, like U.S. Airlines, they get incentives. They pay nothing in taxes, but they make big, which is why I don't understand why they're getting bailouts. But these K factories out, they have cash flow problems. And what happens, this is just a nugget. This is what happened. If these businesses file bankrupt, people, you lose all of your investments in their stocks. Did you all know that? These businesses file bankrupt, you lose all the investments in their stocks. So then you have the employee. Now, I explained to you that JP Morgan said gold and silver, one of the biggest lenders, real money. Everything else is credit, right? As an employee, you're getting taxed anywhere from 30 to 40%. 30 to 40%. But once and self-employed, get taxed even more. Your doctors, your lawyers, your sole proprietors, your people that don't want to form an LLC, they file sole proprietor on their taxes, and all these self-employed people that never know how to make themselves an LLC. That's why when you are an employee, your social security number, that is the high tax bracket. But once you make your social security number a LLC or a corporation, which can be an S corp or whatever, and you make it your home-based business, and let's say you invest $249 one time, you get all the tax incentives that the big business and investor make, right? You get all that tax incentive. In short, it means you get to keep more of the money that you make. So now, instead of just driving your vehicles, now you can write out the mileage. I was going to say gas. You can write out the mileage as a tax deduction. Instead of just paying your cell phone, you can write off 100% of that as a tax deduction, instead of just paying a bill, instead of just paying your utilities and your internet. Then thank you so much. You can write off 100% of that as a tax deduction. Now, you cannot write off your cable, but instead of just buying your kids food, they can work in your business under the age of 18, right? You can pay them through this home-based business. And now up to, I don't want to give a number figure because I wasn't prepared to teach on this today. Is it $12,000? Maybe more. You can write that amount that you give to your kids, and they can take it and make groceries, get their hair done. So you're not just getting money, you're keeping more of the money that you work for, because you are converting yourself from a human resource employee that's taxed by your social security number, which is the highest tax bracket, now to a home-based business owner. And now you get 475 tax deductions versus 8 as an employee. Right. Hey, I love you all so much. You too, do me a favor. I only have 35 thumbs up. Give me the thumbs up. Periscope, let me know. Give me some hearts. I want to be on my Periscope following, particularly Periscope and YouTube, because my audience is different. You all are able to follow along with me more, a little better, right? You understand, you are students of this. You're not new to this. And so I can go into teaching. If you all don't know, I am a teacher and a coach or was. I'm really thinking about maybe August, I may go full time into credit. And credit is good over here. Thank you all so much. But I'm telling you all, when July gets here, I'm going to need more business partner to help me with clients because credit scores are dropping and you need more residual income and you need more of these tax deductions. Thank you all so much for the hearts. Thank you for the super chats on YouTube. And hopefully I will go live tomorrow, right? YouTube, don't forget to lightly hit those thumbs up. Hey, you all, this is to your peace and your prosperity, your credit and your cash flow, because credit is queen. You in this financial games, you can move versatile. You can do so many things with credit to create cash flow. You can invest in a business. I prefer credit repair business. Come in with the FICO 10 changes. You can invest in real estate. You can invest in physical gold and silver, all with a credit card, right? Don't sleep on Navy Federal. Send me a friend request on Facebook. I'll add you to the private group, right? They're giving out much money in this recession. You need to prepare yourself. Don't wait till you get your stimulus check. Don't wait until your unemployment kick in. Have you a backup plan of safety and security through credit to keep your livelihood going on. So this is to your credit and to your cash flow. And this is the Queen of Credit out. Don't forget my silver stacking report on page 1. Trying to find my website, www.fixmycreditandcash.com. Thank you, Periscope. Or also Credit Book Help online, or just send me a message about getting started in this credit repair business today. Hey, I'll talk to you all soon.